Okay, so who doesn't know Numi organic tea? See, I got that right this time. That's an inside joke from pre-production. Richard Solomon, we're still at the Summer Fancy Food Show, and with all the food that I've eaten today, and believe me, if they weighed me before and after, it would be shocking. You need a nice cup of tea. You really do. You need a nice, soothing cup of tea. So your name is?
Hamad Atassi.
Okay, and your role in the company is?
I'm the Vice President of Strategic Development with Numi Organic Tea.
All right, perfect. So I got the right guy. See, the great thing about our show is no matter what we do, we always find the right person to get the Geschichte. All right, So tell me, you have some wonderful teas. In fact, they just poured me a cup of Vision. I'm going to try this.
Right.
This quite good.
Isn't it?
Very good. Now, so I could throw away the carrots now and just drink this instead.
Well, yeah, the Vision is one of the 6 SKUs in our new line of what we call holistic teas.
Okay.
So Numi has been around since 2000, 1999, 2000. It was founded by a brother and sister, and since we've really become one of the fastest growing specialty premium tea brands in North America and also worldwide. We distribute in over 51 countries. We're the leading organic and fair trade tea. So we've always led the category with unique, innovative items. We were the first to bring Rooibos and Honeybush to the U.S.
That's right. In fact, that's very good tea, by the way.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it?
We
brought those from South Africa. We were the first to bring pu'er, which is an aged fermented tea from a certain specific region in China. We were the first to pioneer flowering tea into the U.S. market. And throughout all of that, we have our core items as well. But the one differentiator between Numi and every other tea out there is beyond just the premium quality, is that we don't use any flavorings or oils in any of our blends. It's just the real fruits, flowers, spices, and herbs that are mated with the Camellia sinensis tea and other herbs and to create our flavor profile. So it's a very unique, very natural flavor profile.
Right, but in addition to flavor, you have things that actually do things for you. Like I see you have things called balance, vision, presence, and gratitude.
Yes.
So how did that work? Does a bunch of scientists sit down and figure out what's the herbal formula to create something that will have an efficacy in the body?
Well, I mean, what we do, because we're not a medicinal brand, so we can't make functional claims on our teas. So what we've done and what we do when we create new products, like our new holistic line, is we source, just like we source all of our teas and herbs directly from gardens of origins throughout the world and throughout all of our travels. Our co-founder, we've created through our holistic teas. We wanted to do, as I'm sure you've seen, there are a lot of medicinal teas out there that might target a specific functionality.
Yeah, it's everything: blood pressure, diabetes,
detox,
stress,
throat,
liver tox,
exactly,
sinus,
throat, precisely. But we wanted to take a little bit of a different approach, and while still creating and blending different herbs, but we wanted to take more of a lifestyle approach and make it more of a mantra, where instead of creating just an item that was specifically targeting something, we wanted to create a concoction or a blend of herbs and spices that really radiated what we feel to be the titles of the new 6 holistic teas: a sense of presence, a sense of vision, a sense of gratitude, a sense of balance, a sense of purpose, and an embrace. So with those teas, we also include a mantra on every one of our boxes.
Yeah, I saw that.
That talks about exactly what it is: the purpose practice, the balance practice, the vision of vision. So instead, it's more geared toward a lifestyle and a state of mind and a sense of broader well-being rather than a specific functionality. So we feel that it's a very unique product in the marketplace.
Now, what's interesting is I should probably wake up and have purpose. I should have, from my snack, vision.
Right.
During the day, I should have presence. And then I guess some balance towards the end of the day because I got a little stress.
And always
then
gratitude.
And then gratitude to finish the day.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
That I survived the day and
Right.
met cool people and did something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, what's interesting is the very first time I ever had Numi tea was at Canyon Ranch in Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago. That was before any of the other teas were even, sort of on the market. And what was interesting is they had these little tea stations all over the place, because because they try to promote, sort of health and wellness and other things. And I remember that you were able to have basically a cup of tea almost anywhere within their facility, and it was your tea.
Yeah, yes, Canyon Ranch has been a long-term partner of ours. We're also closer to this neck of the woods, the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck.
Right.
We have a strong partnership with, and I think it's a bit of a testimony to the Numi brand, not only our steadfastness and our long-term viability, but that we continue to innovate. 18, 19 years in as a brand, we are still outpacing the category by 6 to 7 times. Not only, I think, in terms of the quality of the items that we offer, but the uniqueness and the innovation. We're very proud of that.
So tell me a little bit about tea. I'm watching this very cool video. Tell me about tea and tea leaves and the different kinds of components.
Sure. Well, all tea comes from the same plant, the Camellia sinensis plant. So when you hear things like black tea, green tea, white tea, oolongs, etc., it really is all the same plant. It's just how it's processed that makes it different. So black tea is fully oxidized. So imagine, I always use the example of when you bite into an apple and you let that apple sit for a few hours, that core where you've bitten into it,
that
tends
orange
to become
stone,
a little bit brown and oxidized. That's obviously the oxidation process that happens. So black tea is picked and allowed to fully wither or oxidize. Green tea, that oxidation process is stopped through the injection of some sort of heat. So you can have different flavor profiles of green tea wherein it's being steamed or roasted or pan-fried, which would result in that unique flavor profile of the green tea. White tea is the least processed, and oolong tends to be a variation between black and green. You can have a 75% oxidized oolong, which has more characteristics of a black tea, and you can have a 15% oxidized oolong, which is way more on the green tea spectrum. And then the notion of herbal tea is a bit of a misnomer, because there's no tea in the herbal tea. It's just the herbs itself. It's just the fact that it's steeped with hot water and consumed like a tea we call it a tisane or san tea.
So where are most of the tea grown in the world? Because people always want to know that.
Well, most of the tea that we source, and again, the Camellia sinensis tea, is from China and India, various regions of China and India, and obviously there are other places where it is grown. We found, at least with our partnerships and direct source relationships, our growth and success over the years has led to a lot of our farming partners' growth in terms of increasing organic hectares of tea plantations. Obviously, being a leading importer of fair trade tea into North America, we've done so much to give back to our farming communities. Numi was the first non-GMO verified tea brand. All of our packaging is post-consumer waste and sustainable. We have this video that you're watching when we sourced and launched our turmeric tea. Again, through our Gardens of Origin, we established a relationship directly with the farmers in Madagascar, and since started what we call our Together for Hope campaign, which is our goal. It's our overarching, besides, again, everything we do from organic to fair trade to non-GMO to OSC Squared, which is a coalition of like-minded sustainable brands. Our Hope campaign is designed to bring safe, clean drinking water to all of our farming communities. So,
precious resource. Yeah.
Right, and what would be tea without water? That's sort of a coalescing vision that we had for an overarching foundation, that the Numi Foundation.
Right, and boiling it doesn't really take out some of the problems.
Right, exactly, exactly.
Now, notice you have bottles. I've never saw your tea in bottles.
That's correct. That's actually a new venture that we have in partnership with the J.M. Smucker Company. So it's a licensing agreement that we have. We help create and design the bottles, but the J.M. Smucker Company is handling all the sales, marketing, and distribution of that.
Well, what's interesting is we also have an environmental show called Rocket Green Radio, so I'd like to do a special segment on sustainability, because that's a whole thing.
Well, there really isn't a brand that can compete with Numi when it comes to not only everything we talked about from a quality perspective, but the robust and authentic commitment to sustainability. Everybody asks, why do we publish eco audits on the bottom of our pouches? Why were we the first non-GMO brand? Why are all of our tea bags biodegradable and compostable? Why are we zero carbon footprint? I mean, these are all things that obviously are driving a lot of purchasing in the marketplace, but for us it's always been about our authentic commitment to it. And I think that resonates. People ask us, what marketing firm are you working with to come up with all of these? And we say it's really just all of us as a team.
The universe.
We believe in. Yeah, exactly. So I think that sort of authenticity resonates with people.
So how did you become sort of in love with the whole tea thing? I mean, what were you doing and all of a sudden, you got on this path? This is a very interesting path to get on.
It is. Well, Ahmed and Reem, the name Numi is actually the name of a dry desert lime tea that we used to drink as children. They're from Iraq originally. And Numi, the genesis behind it was to bring this dry desert lime tea to the U.S. marketplace. Ahmed was owning tea houses in Prague, and Reem was an artist doing artwork in Europe, and it was based in Florence at the time. And so that was the genesis. And then as they began working on their vision for Numi, they realized that there weren't a lot of other tea companies out there doing the more traditional teas as well, be it the Earl Greys or the Jasmine Greens, etc. So if we were going to do a tea brand, why not create a full line and do what we've always envisioned as a truly sustainable, organic, fair trade, triple bottom line, even though there weren't words like that back then when they were starting the brand.
You were real pioneers in the field. Yeah.
Right. And I'm fortunate enough to have known them for most of my life. We're close family friends, as well as just I've always admired their vision and creativity. So I joined up shortly thereafter to help however I could with the business and its growth.
So instead of getting a bottle of milk, did they just can you a cup of tea in the crib?
Exactly, right?
Right, it's just like, yeah, you'll like this better.
Yeah, you'll like it better. Exactly.
Right. Is there a website people go for more information?
It is, yes. It's numitea.com, numitea.com. You can learn more about Numi. We have some great videos up there about some of our sourcing partnerships and relationships, everything that we're about, obviously our full product portfolio as well, and a lot of other great things we're doing, from the Hope campaign to really trying to not only have one step closer to a more tea in the world, the better, we feel, and everything we can do to help create a better planet and a better community is what Numi is all about.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your precious time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right.